We've spoken a lot the last few days about scandals, haven't we? Child maintenance and now the post office. And when you look at these scandals, particularly when they've been perpetuated over a course of time, in some cases many years, you have to wonder who knew what? Why didn't they act? Who caused the problem? What was the problem? And how do we stop it from ever happening again? Now, if we turn our attention to the post office, and it still beggars belief for the TV documentary, the timing of which I question, is the catalyst behind bringing this all to the public imagination, and rightly so. Who is responsible for all this? It's a political football. It's being used as a political football. We've spoken about Ed Davey, who was the post office minister at the time, turned down approaches from the representative from the postmasters, who should get a knighthood himself, to be honest with you. What about Keir Starmer, head of the CPS around the time and all this will be having an effect? Has he got questions to answer? Many people think he does. He was head of probably one of the most embarrassing miscarriages of justice this country's ever seen. And all these people need compensating. They need their lives back. Now, how much did Keir know? Now, naturally, being used as a political football when we approach an election, it's a case of, well, I knew nothing. And Ed Davey, I knew nothing. I was lied to by the post office. They're all holding their hands up naturally and go, no, it wasn't me. What do you think? Now, if we concentrate on Keir at the moment, let's have a look what he has to say. There's a little excerpt from the news. We'll have a read. He said that the idea of an organisation, the head of an organisation, would have been curious about all the prosecutions being handled was unreal. I didn't see these particular cases. I don't even know yet what they were about, whether they come within the cohort that is of concern, he added. Earlier, Labour's Shadow Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, said no case of a prosecution of a postmaster came across Keir Starmer's desk as Director of Public Prosecutions. Frankly, I find it appalling that the Conservatives have chosen to try and sling mud at their political opponents. Now, this is the political football kicking in. Whether that's Keir Starmer in the Labour Party or Ed Davey in the Liberal Democrats, rather than say, hang on a minute, there's a grave injustice, let's sort it out. Now, there's that term there. Let's remember that, grave injustice. Instead of mudslinging, I'd urge the government to get on with the job, to get justice for these postmasters, fair compensation as quickly as possible. Between 1999 and 2015, the vast majority of prosecutions of hundreds of sub-postmasters, when faults with the Horizon system wrongly made it appear that money has gone missing, were conducted by the post office itself rather than the CPS. That's another strand to the argument as well. They were conducted by the post office themselves, but according to information that's come out, the CPS could have intervened at any time. Keir Starmer could have intervened at any time. Lots of questions. Now, grave injustice, they need compensating. No other way for it. They do need monetary compensation. It's far past anything else. Now, as an organisation, the CPS, which in my view is the worst thing to ever happen to justice in this country and makes everything take 10 times as long as it should do. I could tell you a story about that. Surely, a head of any organisation would have some kind of overview of what's going on, some kind of appraisal of what's going on, no matter how many people, how many staff. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe he knew nothing? Or do you think he's having an oh shit moment? And what do I say now? Plausible deniability, of course, being the only way. If you want to see another one of my videos on this kind of thing, you'd see that on there. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.